Hey everyone! I know you've been waiting for this one, so let's dive right in. Today, we're exploring Seekers of Tokane. Ever played Pokémon? This game has that same thrill of collecting and training creatures, but with a twist. Instead of static maps, we've got dynamically generated worlds that change every time you play. Plus, it's all tied into Web3 with NFTs and real ownership of in-game assets. It's like Pokémon, but cranked up a notch. Did I catch your interest? Well then, let's get started. Before we jump into the game, let's choose our avatar. We've got two options here. We can choose an Aurorian, which is an NFT available on the marketplace. Each Aurorian has unique traits and looks, making them great for personalizing your in-game experience. Or we can just create our own avatar from scratch. Let's jump into character creation and see what we can come up with. As you can see, we've got a few options to choose from when it comes to outfits and hairstyles. Though honestly, I'm missing the option to create a female avatar here. The cool thing is, we can edit our character anytime later, so if you're eyeing some colors but don't have enough crystals right now, no worries. Alright, I'm ready. Let's get started. And welcome to Blanche. This is our main hub, where everything starts. It's the place to gear up, pick up missions, and trade resources before heading out on our adventures. From here, we'll set off to explore procedurally generated maps and face whatever challenges await us. Let's start by heading over to the billboard. This is actually where the game's tutorial takes place. Here, we'll learn everything about the gameplay, like what Nefties are, their types, how to collect, level up, and use them in battles. At first, I wasn't so sure about having a tutorial set up this way, but I ended up really liking it because anytime I had questions, I could just come back here and double-check how things work. Now that I've got the hang of things, it's time to head over to the incubator and hatch my very first Neftie. Luckily, I've got a starter egg in my backpack. And here it is. My very own Choy. Adorable, right? It's a standard plant-type Neftie, which means it's not an NFT, but an off-chain asset. Still, that doesn't stop it from being a great companion for exploring the world. I was set to start my first mission, but then I talked to the NPC by the portal. Good thing, because they reminded me of something important from the billboard. Nefties represent different elements. Each element comes with its own strengths and weaknesses, and having Nefties from different elements is essential for success. In battles, exploiting elemental advantages can make all the difference. This strategy is key to winning fights and thriving in the world of Seekers of Tokane. Now that everything's clear, it's time to step through the portal. As you can see, there are different worlds to choose from, but initially, only the tutorial world is available. Generally, to unlock new worlds, you need to defeat bosses and pay a small fee in crystals. Alright, just a quick setup before we go. Turns out I had another Neftie in my backpack, a water type. So I'll bring them both along. No consumables for now, so let's get going. And here we are in the Everlasting Lands. This place looks amazing, right? The tall grass swaying in the wind, majestic trees, butterflies fluttering around, glowing orbs hiding crystals, and wild Nefties roaming everywhere. It's got such a great vibe. It's time for our very first battle. In each turn, we choose 3 actions. Either using skills, skipping an action to gain 2 extra action points, swapping our Neftie, or using a consumable. For Choy skills, we can see the action cost and whether it's an elemental attack or not. Plus, if you hover over a skill, you'll get a detailed description. After confirming our actions, both Nefties perform their moves at the same time, so planning ahead and picking the right skills is key to winning. After defeating at least one enemy, we can use the portal to either move on to the next stage in this area or head back to Blanche. The choice might seem simple, but it's actually strategic. If all our Nefties get knocked out, we lose all the loot we've collected during this run. As you can see, my first exploration was pretty lucky. 2 eggs and loads of crystals. Wow, but let's be real, it might not always go this well in the future. Before we head back to the village and check out a few more game features, let's talk a bit about exploration. The maps are dynamically generated, which means finding the portal can sometimes be tricky. That's where the compass comes in handy. You activate it by holding down the right mouse button. When it's on, it emits a light guiding you to the portal. You get 3 uses of the compass per map, so even if your sense of direction isn't the best, it should be enough to find your way. Alright, heading back to Blanche. I won't focus on hatching new eggs. Instead, I want to dive into a few other aspects of the game. First up, the shop. Right next to the portal stands Akash. You can buy all sorts of items from him, ranging from Prime Neftie skins and consumables to new eggs. So, if you're unlucky with egg drops but have plenty of crystals, Akash is your go-to for expanding your squad. Ever wondered what to do if you hatch a Neftie you already have? Well, that just happened to me. I got a second bite bit, so I'll use it to level up my main bite bit and make it even stronger. To do that, I'll head over to the Amplifier. When we use it, the game redirects us to a web browser. There, after reading a quick set of instructions, we can proceed to use the Amplifier. Now, we just need to choose whether we're upgrading a standard Neftie or a Prime one. Then, we select the Neftie we want to enhance and the one we'll use to feed it. A quick summary of the stat changes, a small upgrade fee, and a bit of time. And just like that, our Neftie levels up. Pretty simple, right? Now, let's jump back into the game and check our inventory. Look, BiteBit is now level 2. Before we wrap up, I want to quickly tell you about one more exciting aspect of the game, ranked PvP battles. This is where things get competitive. You test your team against other players, climbing the leaderboard as you win. It's all about strategy and picking the right Nefties to gain the upper hand. This time we're not battling wild Nefties, but a real opponent and their chosen 3 Nefties. The goal is simple: the first to defeat all of their opponent's Nefties wins. What raises the stakes is that winning rewards you with one of 2 currencies. OK if you're using Prime Nefties, or Toke if you're battling with standard ones. At the end of the week, both currencies are converted into Ari. For those who enjoy a good challenge, it's a great way to earn some premium currency. As you can see, my first match against another player didn't go too well. Alright, let's move on to the summary. When I first started playing Seekers of Tokane, I honestly didn't expect to have so much fun. Let's be real, I jumped into this game from scratch, without any premium content like Aurorians or Prime Nefties, but I never felt like that put me at a big disadvantage or locked me out of significant content. The game is so enjoyable that as soon as I finish one expedition, I immediately want to jump into the next. And that's honestly a huge compliment. I've seen previews of how the developers plan to expand this game, and honestly, it's only going to get better. I'm definitely looking forward to coming back to Seekers of Tokane to share with you all how it continues to evolve. That's all from me for now. Let me know your thoughts on this video in the comments, and if you have any suggestions, I'd love to hear them. For now, take care, and I'll catch you next time.